Hey, want to skip those ads and get early access and bonus episodes of all Banana for Scale shows? Hop on over to truestory.fm/join and discover all the cool perks that come with being a member of the Banana for Scale family. Coming up on The Devil's Details, Holy, 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 Revelation Chapter 4.
Lord God Almighty.
Yeah. Oh, what are some others? Jesus Christ on a bicycle. I've heard like an old-timey one is My Land.
My land?
Yeah. I don't know what that, like, my land. Like.
What about you? You don't got no land.
This land is our land. My word, I kind of get that. In the beginning was the word.
The bird is the word.
Yeah. Everybody's heard. Heavens to murgatroyd. I never even questioned what murgatroyd was.
I've never heard anyone say that without the little lisp, like the cartoon lisp.
Heavens to murgatroyd.
Right. I've never heard someone just deliver that, do that as seriously as possible. Like you just come in, your family has been murdered.
Heavens to murgatroyd. And the murderer's there, and he takes off his little ski mask. He's like, "Is that Top Cat?" And I say, "I think so. I can't remember, and I didn't look it up before the show." Yeah. Or even, but like Heavens to Betsy. Like, what is that even supposed to mean?
Is it like Betsy? One of these days, Betsy.
But
to
no,
heaven.
then it would be Betsy to heavens. Heaven. It's like saying from heavens to Betsy. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway. Good morning, Star, and welcome to another episode of The Devil's Details, a show where we dig up, decipher, dissect, and deconstruct the many forms of the devil. One of my names is Lester Ryan Clark.
And I sometimes go by Keenan Diaz.
And we're just two lost souls hitchhiking down the highway to hell. And today we are in Chapter 4 of Revelation. We are going to get a glimpse of some very shocking and surprising things. I don't even know what you'd be able to make of any of this stuff. Heavens to Betsy, you might say, if I kept that in at all.
Yeah, and I might say that there's some beasts in here.
No,
they're not beasts. Don't worry.
They're not beasts, but they are, but they're not.
It's silly of you, Keenan, to think that there were 4 beasts in Revelation chapter 4.
There's nothing wrong with that. We look at Morningstar and we're like, oh, it's Jesus, but like, you know, like anybody can be forgiven for thinking it's the other guy. It's Morningstar. And anybody can be forgiven because it's Jesus.
That's true. So who forgives me for thinking that, quote, the 4 beasts were 4 beasts?
Yeah, these were lowercase beasts, you know, like as in beasts of the field.
Lowercase Greek letter beasts.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, actually, there's a translation note about that.
Yes, there is.
Mm-hmm. But okay, let's get into chapter 4, folks. Remember, John of Patmos is transcribing what Swordmouth Jesus is telling him to write to these churches, and we have just finished. We've talked to all of the churches, or the messengers of the churches. We've talked to Pergamum and Smyrna and Thyatira.
There's only one I know, which is Philadelphia.
And Philadelphia. I'm gonna get this.
Oh, okay, go.
Oh God, Happy Doc.
I thought I only knew Philadelphia, but there is a something like a Laodicea.
Laodicea. Yeah.
And number 7, I don't know.
Sardis.
Yes.
Not because I scrolled up in the Google Doc.
All right. Well, I got 2 without looking, and you got 4, which is pretty good.
Yeah. So between us, we have 6, which is still not enough, but you know. Yeah. I think forgiveness is strong in this. But yeah. So now we're on chapter 4, and it's we got John saying, quote, "After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven." Right? And he's talking about like a voice like a trumpet says, "Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter." Okay.
Yes, and that is, depending on how you translate it, that might be one of the issues here where it is this must be. So, if it is like, oh, this is a revelation that is supposed to reveal an apocalypse that'll come within 5-10 years or something, that's one thing. But what about 2,000 years later and it hasn't happened? Well, this says it must be.
Right. It's going to happen. It must happen. Right.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, the English word must has several connotations, right? It's like you must be joking, right? Like that's the only possible thing. You've got to be joking, right? Or no, you must be joking. That's your job. You're a comedian.
Right,
Right? Yeah.
Or as Deion Sanders says, must be the money.
There you go, right? Must be Maybelline. No, it's Maybelline. That because Maybelline sounds like maybe, Lester. That's why they did that.
Maybelline is much more forgiving, yes.
Yeah. Must be Mustbeline. Nope, doesn't ring. No. Anyway, right? So that's verse 1. And then we got verses 2 to 3. Immediately John is in the Spirit, and he sees the throne set in heaven with one sitting upon it who appears like jasper and carnelian stones, surrounded by a rainbow like an emerald.
I had to look up jasper and carnelian stone, which in the King James says sardine stone. And they're just kind of, they're pretty. But they're not like, I thought they were jewels or something, but they are just kind of like sea glass, like brown sea glass looking things.
Oh, okay. So not like jewels that have been cut and shine like rubies and sapphires
not
and
those,
stuff like that.
No, right.
Okay. All right. Well,
so
a more natural thing created by nature.
Yeah, it's like, it's still functional.
Sure.
Let's not go crazy. I know this is the throne of heaven, but let's not go insane.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting that, we have a throne, which is a man-made thing. You would think it would be decked with like jewels, Yeah. Okay. And then we got, verse 4. Around the throne sit 24 elders clothed in white robes with golden crowns on their heads. Right, was what we see in verse 4. Then verse 5 says, from the throne proceed, quote, lightnings and thunderings and voices. And then before that burn 7 lamps. These are the seven spirits of God. But before the throne, and then also before the throne lies a sea of glass like a crystal.
Yeah, so a lot of this is like a metaphor, but this one, the 7 lamps, he says specifically, are the 7 spirits of God. So he's like, you don't have to decipher this one. That's what this is. These lamps are the 7 spirits of God.
Right.
What the 7 spirits of God are, I guess you have to know that already.
Right, yeah, right. And then we got verses 6 and 7 where we see in the midst of the throne and around it stand 4 living creatures is the most accurate translation, but you might translate it, or the King James version might translate it as beasts, which is very confusing in the book of Revelation.
It sure is.
Yeah, but
King
these are
James.
Exactly. Right, and he was all about that devil imagery. Right? But yeah, so living creatures, as in like beasts of the field and beasts of the air and the sea and blah blah blah. Right?
They are but turn out they are more than that. They are they're also symbols and stuff.
Yeah, so we're gonna see even more of these of what these beasts mean.
Yes,
right?
But if you are listening to our Revelation season out of order for some reason, the reason I am so butthurt about all this is I was like, last week I said, hey, and starting next week we got some beasts. Everyone's like, no, we don't. I'm like, yes, we do. It says it. I'm reading it. The first beast, the second beast. And so there are 2 or 3 beasts to come still, but these aren't the beasts.
Right. These are lowercase beasts.
They're not beasts of the sea or the beast or the whore of Babylon. These are
right.
beasts.
Yeah.
Aminals.
Aminals. Yeah. Yeah. Right. The cow goes moo. The lamb goes rawr.
The
that
man
type of thing.
says,
give us a 5-star review.
And these beasts are like animals, certain animals. They're not actually literally those animals. So.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
And they don't have 7 heads and 10 horns. It is 4 heads and full of eyes before and behind, though. But yeah, so let's look at So in verses 6 and 7 we see the first is like a lion. The second is like a calf.
Depending,
right,
how you interpret it. Okay.
The third with a human face.
That tells me very little about what the rest of him looks like.
And the fourth like a flying eagle. All right. Each has 6 wings, and they are full of eyes within. Okay, so full of eyes before and behind, and also within. You got eyes. Everywhere.
That's right.
Yeah. I think, Keenan, I think I know what these are now.
Cleveland?
Yes. No.
You think you know what the eyes are?
No. I think with these beasts with multiple heads covered in eyes, all over their bodies. I think I know what these are supposed to be.
You know what they are. Okay.
Yeah. They quote rest not day and night, saying, "Holy, holy, holy, Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come." So I think before looking at the rest of this chapter, I think I figured out, I was like, oh, I think these are supposed to be like some type of angel.
Okay.
Right? Because you see like the descriptions of the, quote, biblically accurate angels, right? And it's just a bunch of eyes.
Eyes
right?
everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. Which this like chapter might be where they got some of that from.
Ah, okay. I didn't see that. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Although these are a little bit different, as we'll talk about.
So they don't call these angels in the text, though. They call the men who work at the churches the angels.
Yeah.
But these heavenly visitors are not called angels because that's not what they were called then.
Right. Yeah, and they're not messengers per se.
Right.
Right. Because so that that more than ever sort of proves our theory that when they said to the angel of this church, they must have meant like messenger or representative.
Right.
Because now we got actual angels not being called angels.
Right.
Right.
Called beasts.
Yeah.
Great. I'm just extra mad because it gets even crazier later, where they're not saying what they're saying, and this one, John seems to think he is saying what he is saying in plain text, and then it still threw me for a loop. So.
Isn't that always the way when you are trying to describe something like the ultimate big bad, the ultimate big good, and you use a word that is so like bare and innocuous and mundane that it actually ends up sounding like really, really epic, right? The beast, right? Or like, and then they went into the water, right? And like you hear that with like a capital W, right? Like this is a specific like this is what that like that group of anthropomorphic creatures would call like the ocean or something. Right. It was like we don't go into the water, right? Or we're going to see the owl, right? And it's a capital O, and it's like, oh Jesus, the owl, like no, not the owl,
right?
But then that creates a lot of confusion when there's lots of other like lowercase owls. And now there's the water is falling from the sky, and there's all these beasts running around, and everybody's a little Satan,
right?
So like just take a word, take a proper noun that is that means a lot of things, and capitalize it, and now you got your big bad in your story.
Like man,
yeah,
with a capital M.
Yep, there we go. Yeah.
All right, so our living creatures. As opposed to beasts, our living creatures sing this song, or they have this this sort of announcement that they say all the time.
You say sing this song like it's like let's whistle while we work, like.
Well, because it's been turned into a hymn.
Right. Yes.
Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty.
Yes. Right. Yeah. So when the living, so we got the living creatures giving glory to the one on the throne, who liveth forever and ever. And then we also got 24 elders, falling down and worshiping, casting their crowns before the throne, right? And they declare, quote, "Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created." Right? So that's the whole fourth chapter is John getting this vision of heaven.
Right.
And what dwells in heaven. And our idea of heaven and what is in there and what happens in heaven, it can largely be traced back to this chapter right here.
Yes, and we'll see even more of it later on, right? Yes. Yeah, but it's this kind of floaty place, and there are angels there, and there are chants or music happening, and it just feels like everyone is in white raiments and light is happening everywhere, and and that they are worshiping at the left hand and the right hand and the foot of the Father, it seems.
Yeah, and his throne is sort of like covered with stones that are like all colors at once.
Right.
They're those they're stones that happen in nature that kind of like have that shimmery like rainbow quality to them.
Yeah, they're iridescent.
Yeah, right. Which I like that because it's like these happen naturally. So this is like like for a human to like bring out the beauty of a ruby. Like if you've seen an uncut ruby, it looks kind of like a rock basically.
Right.
Right. So, but this is like oh, you don't have to cut it because God has already cut it.
Right.
Type thing. Right.
Right.
But yeah, let's look at the popular interpretation of this chapter. So we got heaven itself, right? And we got, remember, Jesus says, "Come up hither," right? This is actually interpreted by some as more evidence of the rapture. John is being caught up to heaven. This represents the church being raptured up before the tribulation begins.
Okay.
That's a stretch for me. We've already, covered the rapture and how, there's really nothing to kind of to kind of back it up in the Bible, right?
Sure, yeah. But if you believe in it, you can look for it and find it places.
Yeah, but here we're looking for it and finding it in Revelation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we couldn't find the proof of this thing anywhere else in the Bible, and we also can't find it in Revelation.
Yeah, this one, that I hadn't heard that, and that seems odd to me because it feels to me like John is visiting heaven very clearly, as opposed to this is him being taken up there, forever.
Right.
Like he's been giving a tour so that he can tell us what it's like.
Right. The idea of he's not being saved because like Jesus still wants him to send those letters.
Right.
It's like, no, this isn't to stay.
Right, maybe John
is
the seventh or eighth person he's done this to, and he's like, "Oh God, every time I spirit them away to heaven, I forget." He's got to lick the stamps.
Postage is important. Yeah. It's more like here, write this down. Oh, this is getting hard to describe. Here, come with me to my office. Right, and like then you see the office, and it's like, oh, okay. It's like I get it now. Like right. I had to show you this PowerPoint. I left my computer at my just come with me.
Right.
Yeah.
On our other show, Every Minute of Everything Ever All at Once, I was trying to describe to Lester some hand signals over the radio. I was like, oh, yes, this is very difficult. So,
yes,
Jesus is like, here's the podcast version, but we love podcasts, folks. We love them. Some things get to be shown in heaven specifically.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that part couldn't be an email. Right. But yeah, so popular interpretation is this is what heaven literally looks like.
Right.
God on a throne, a bunch of elders like sitting around a throne, strange creatures, and then constant worship. And this was actually something I remember Mark Twain kind of joking about. And once we get to Letters from the Earth, which I'm really excited about, we're gonna hear about that because in that one, if I remember correctly, Satan is an angel. He's not a fallen angel. He's just an angel named Satan. So not even named Lucifer or anything like that. But he's like friends with Michael and Gabriel and Raphael. And he has decided to go and visit Earth. And he's writing letters back to Gabriel, Michael, and Raphael about humans and their silly ways. And one of the letters contains like, oh, this is what humans think heaven is like. And you're going to be up there with a harp and a little white robe. And you're just going to be singing the whole time. And then he's like, but Gabe, Mike, Raph, like humans don't like to sing. Why did they put singing in their heaven? And I really like that. We're going to explore it a lot further once we get to it. But yeah.
But the people aren't singing it; they're being sung too, I suppose, in this verse. So it's like,
well, yeah. But see, okay, that's the other thing is if this chapter right here is where we got the idea that we're going to be angels up in heaven and like strum our harps and sing to God.
Right.
It's not. It's these beasts.
Right.
And yeah, like so it's not even us.
Right. I mean, we're not getting wings either, but that's sort of become the popular idea.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, popular interpretation is this is what heaven looks like. But these 24 elders, right? These are usually interpreted as either the 12 tribes of Israel, right, plus the 12 apostles.
Okay.
So, who was this like? Well, 24. Well, there's 12 tribes. There's 12 apostles.
I was trying to find 24 because I wasn't familiar with that number anywhere. I didn't think to add two different 12s together.
Yep. There you go.
But why not 3 8s or 4 6s?
Right. Yeah.
I hadn't tried that.
Yeah.
Or 24 individual people.
Yeah.
So there's Rachel and Leah and Ruth and Seth. And...
There's Peter in there somewhere. And Simon, the other Simon.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Or it could be, okay, like the 12 tribes of Israel or the founders of the, Jacob and sons.
Right, just twice.
Judah and Simeon and Issachar and Asher and Dan and, wait, no. Reuben was, and Simeon and Levi were Naphtali and Issachar and Asher and Dan and Benjamin and Gad, the total to 9. Jacob and son. Benjamin and Judah. There we go. I got all of them. And Joseph. Yes. Yeah. The one the musical is named after.
Good.
Yeah.
So you just need to write a little song as good as Jacob and Sons about the 7 churches, and then we'll have them every time.
Smyrna was the one that had an issue, and then there was Thyatira. Yeah, something.
One had bad water. Can't drink the water. Because it's tepid, remember?
Right. Yeah. Right. This is lukewarm. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, so that's what they think is the 12 tribes plus the 12 apostles, right? Or the raptured church already in heaven wearing crowns.
The number seems so specific though, but
Yeah.
I guess but I was thrown off by that and couldn't find anything. So maybe the number is just a red herring. Maybe it's just a lot. Just saying like there's a bunch of people up there.
Right, because remember, folks, like that was a popular kind of like idiom or phrase is saying 40 days and 40 nights just meant like a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, yeah, I spent a lot of time trying to find 24
You
things.
spent
in the
40 days
Bible.
and 40 nights.
So I just had not thought to do algebra.
Yeah. You know what? Algebra is an Arabic word.
It sure is. It means the jabra.
I did a thing last week. I posted a TikTok, a little TikTok text, just a question, a question to people in this politically heightened time, and I said, should American students be forced to learn Arabic numerals as part of their math curriculum? And about half the people answered and said, aha, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. And the other half, and you can guess which half, I was like, absolutely not. This is America. Don't we already know? No, it was like somebody said, no, it should be Roman numerals.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? I have trouble multiplying and dividing with the base 10 system, let alone this this Roman numeral nonsense. Yes.
But yeah. Okay. So 12 tribes of Israel and the 12 apostles, that's what they're thinking, right? Or just like 24 raptured representatives of churches.
Right. XII plus XII equals, that one's, no, XXIV.
Exactly. Then we got our 4 beasts, right?
My buddies.
Better translated as living creatures now, we know. And they are special angels or cherubim, and they each have 4 heads, right? So they have the head of a cow or an ox or some kind of like cattle thing or a bull, the head of a lion, the head of a man, and the head of an eagle.
Wait. So when it says the 4 beasts, literally in the 4 beasts, that's one beast altogether. It's one thing altogether.
Okay, this is Bible. All of the interpretations I see is one beast has 4 heads.
Well, why don't they say that?
But it could be 4 of them.
Okay.
Right? 4 cherubim. So that's like 16 heads.
With 6 wings ahead.
Yeah.
And eyes everywhere.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the actual. Do you have the passage?
I have King James.
Okay. Yeah. Let's. Well, yeah. He's to blame for all of this. Let's look. What does the King James version say?
And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal, and in the midst of the throne and round about the throne were 4 beasts full of eyes before and behind. And the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf, and the third beast had a face as a man, and the fourth beast was like a flying eagle. And the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within. And they, didn't sleep all day because they were saying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty.
Right. As you do. Okay, well, that's the King James version. I'm not getting one creature with 4 heads from that.
Not at all. I didn't.
So my interpretation of that was completely colored by popular interpretation of what cherubim look like. And they are, the second highest ranking angel, according to Thomas Aquinas. And they have 4 heads, and they have, those different heads of different beasts. Huh. But there's nothing... Man. Okay. Let's keep an eye out for this because, is it 4 beasts, each of them like unto a singular thing? One is like a lion, one is like an eagle. Or is it 4 beasts and each of them had 4 heads? One like a lion, one like an eagle, et cetera, et cetera. Because no, like in the King James version, it did translate. It's like, and they were all like unto them. What was it like? Like they all had like a set of wings and
6 wings, and the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him.
Yeah, but it doesn't say, and the 4 beasts had each of them 4 heads.
No.
So,
and I've also seen an interpretation that you need 4 separate ones because they are holding up the throne. I don't see that in the text, but again, that's what some people have said, that the 4 of them are holding up the throne of God. So you would need 4 different beasts to do that, not 2 arms, 4 heads.
Okay.
You need 8 arms for this.
Yeah. We're gonna get into this in a minute, but there is so much interpretation of each beast represents a type of animal. Like you have a beast of the field, and then you have a wild beast, which is the lion, and then you have a beast of the air, which is the eagle, and then you have a man, and they're all looking at like, east, south, north, and west.
Yep.
And all of this is interpretation of like, oh, how do we interpret it? So some people are looking at that and being like, that's what a cherubim looks like. It has 4 heads, and it's not a metaphor. And then others are like, oh no, it's a metaphor. Like, that's not what a cherubim looks like. It represents each type of animal, right, including man, and the 4 directions of the compass, and
the 4 Gospels I have seen.
The 4 Gospels.
It is for the 4 evangelists, so Mark, Paul, John, and Luke. I've seen that. I've seen the seasons.
Yeah.
I've seen it is the 4 major named archangels.
Oh, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel.
And Uriel, yeah.
Yeah.
So wherever they can find 4 in the Bible, they've been like, it's that's what this is.
But okay, like, and I was just like, but are these modern scholars interpreting it as like, oh, that's what each of the heads mean, or each of the separate 4 beasts mean? Oh my gosh, yeah. So yeah, and then this whole time, like, it's like, oh no, it's a metaphor. Like, they don't actually have 4 heads. This is symbolic of da-da-da-da. But it's like, or you could go to the original translation and find out, like, it wasn't about heads at all. They're 4 separate beasts with 1 head.
Yes, and then when I read different, so I was so stung by this beast thing that I read I read Revelation 4.
Now I'm getting mad about this beast thing.
I read it in the King James. I read it in the New International. I read it in the one that calls itself the most literal interpretation. Like I read, and then sometimes it goes back and forth. So sometimes it's an ox, sometimes it's a calf, and sometimes it's a bull, and those mean they connote very different things. So I've
like
seen
just a cow and a bull connote very, very different things.
Yes. So when an ox or a bull. So I've seen interpretations that there are 4 different aspects of the ways of Jesus. So they are the ox is his humility, submission, willingness to serve, etc. But I don't get that with a calf. A calf doesn't do that.
No.
Right, so it's man is that Jesus is man, his vulnerability. The ox is him as a servant. The lion is him as a ruler, a protector. Right. And the eagle is his like majesty and his like divineness.
Okay.
That all makes sense, yeah, but not if it's a calf. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, you can. It's almost like you can pick 4 things. Raphael, he's probably the most stubborn of the 4.
Right.
Michelangelo's a party dude, so he would be. Well, I would think he would be, an eagle.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Leonardo's the lion because he leads.
Well, he's got Leo in his name, so
yeah. Oh, there you go. Right. And that just leaves Donatello, who's got a human type intellect, but then they all do. So
yeah.
Yeah.
The mutants.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. See, I tried, but apparently it is harder finding 4 things. Yeah.
Well, I would say that John is like the majestic eagle.
Okay.
Paul is the ox. George is like the like the lion, and Ringo is just the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that we both did that. We started out with the biblical names first. Yep. Holy. Yeah, I want to talk more about these beasts.
All right. I found who people think is who amongst the evangelists, Matthew, John, Luke, and Mark. And it is a maddening little table where Hippolytus of Rome says it's Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John are the man, lion, calf, eagle. And then Augustine says it's Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John. And then Pope Gregory says it's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and on and on and on. But the most recent one that I see here is from the Scofield Reference Bible, which is the Bible that gives us the notes that say like this is specifically talking about the rapture and having that ideology. So that is the most recent one on this little list here. Is the Scofield Reference Bible, which says that man is Luke, lion is Matthew, calf is Mark, and eagle is John.
I see.
So there you go.
Well, this is as maddening. As maddening as who the 7 princes of hell are.
But this is written in the Bible, right?
Yeah,
this is notated there, so it's got to be true.
Oh, Scofield. Yeah. You were great in King Lear, but
that's right.
And the Crucible. I mean, I really like
he's really good in the Crucible.
Yeah. But right now, let's talk about this sea of glass, right? So they say this is what people interpret. Is the crystal sea in heaven. So there are streets paved with gold,
Right.
and there's a sea of crystal in heaven, right? So yeah, this whole scene is like this painting that people have painted over the years, right? And it's set in timeless heavenly worship, right? So what's happening in heaven right now is just going to be happening forever, and it has always been happening. Is the worship of God, right?
And the pearly gates is from Revelation later, so we're going to add that on.
But we've already kind of done it with these beasts. But let's actually pick this apart. This is this scholarly historical interpretation, right? So again, this genre, right, apocalyptic writing, right, was popular to both John and his readers at the time, right? And we got this throne vision, right? This scene is saturated with allusions to the Hebrew scriptures, right? Particularly the prophets' throne visions, right? Because we've had throne visions before, right? We've had one in Isaiah 6, right? The prophet sees God on a throne surrounded by 6 winged seraphim crying, "Holy, holy, holy." So seraphim are mentioned again in outside of Revelation, but if I remember correctly, these 6 winged seraphim are never classified as angels.
That's how I understand it too. Yes.
Yeah. So it not
says seraphim, but it doesn't say that they're angels.
Right. So it's not until our buddy St. Augustine takes these words like seraphim and cherubim, and we're gonna have like principalities and thrones and dominions and and all those other ranks, and says, oh, those are types of angels. But we could be missing out on a whole different like landscape of heaven lore. What are cherubim? What are seraphim? They're not angels. They're this other thing. There's this other creature, that lives up in heaven. But St. Augustine is like, oh, they're angels. They're types of angels, right?
Right. So they're kind of doing like a cover song of the song from Isaiah. I keep saying song because it's turned into a hymn.
Yeah.
Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty. It talks about the golden crowns and the glassy sea. This in the hymn it says specifically cherubim and seraphim, etc. But again, that's an interpretation of the Bible. Right.
Now you say they're doing a cover song. I say John is doing a cover song.
Yep.
But if we are to take Revelation as real as the rest of the books of the Bible. They're doing the same song.
Right, of course, yes.
That has been and not like the same, like the same song and they're singing it again.
Right.
They're singing the same song that they began, before time, and then we got a peek of it in Isaiah, and now we're hearing the umpteenth verse, right?
Right. It's a song that never ends.
Yes.
It just goes on and on, my friends.
Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was.
And they'll continue singing it forever.
Just because. Yeah. And okay, so let's talk about where we get these 4 creatures, right? Okay. So this is Ezekiel 1 and 10, right? The 4 living creatures, lion, ox, human, eagle, right? And then from Ezekiel we also have the image of the crystal quote unquote sea and also the throne.
Yeah, there are a bunch of really cool pictures of Ezekiel's version of these wheels that are flaming, and they
have a bunch of eyes.
Some of them have a bunch of eyes. Some of them are just wheels within wheels, or like an astrolabe, that's like 2 spinning wheels that represent like a sphere. Some of them have 4 heads. Some of the depictions have the wheeled version next to the version that clearly has heads and wings, kind of. Like, hey, we are the same thing. And then, of course, there is a chariot of fire in Elijah. Let me double check that.
Said that like Pauly Shore.
Elijah. Right. And that is a separate thing, but he's describing chariot wheels on fire. So yes, I haven't done enough of those comparisons to see what the difference is.
Yeah. But so and again, this is where I've seen pictures of they talk about like biblically accurate angels and everything like that, and I think we would have to like lump the Ophanim in there as well.
So some people say that these Ezekiel chariot visions are the Ophanim. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And that is like when you hear the term biblically accurate angel, I think that's the image you're probably seeing is the thing with like wings and eyes that doesn't seem to have like any kind of like human shape to it, right? So that could be like the Ophanim, which could be angels or could be like a totally different thing. But now we're finding out it's like maybe cherubim and seraphim are a totally different thing, right? And not even angels. Maybe it's just angels and archangels, and then all of these other things are other like inhabitants of heaven.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And also we got the Ancient of Days on the throne, attended by thousands upon thousands, right? So all of
Which
this
comes from Daniel.
Right, comes from Daniel. Yeah, so this isn't like exclusive to Revelation, right? This is from other places, which you would think it would make it more authentic. It'd be like, oh yes, like if John is having the same vision as Isaiah and Ezekiel and Daniel, then it must mean that that's actually what heaven looks like.
Right.
Or could it be, and this is what modern scholars are speculating, that John read those books. And he's basically copy-pasting.
Yes, and saying that, yes, all of those things have come true with Jesus specifically as the Messiah rather than a heretofore unnamed one.
Right, yeah.
Like Jesus is fulfilling those things.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, and that's what most of them agree. They don't say copy-paste like I did, but they say that John is using established prophetic imagery to communicate theological truth. His audience would recognize all of these references immediately. All right. Let's talk about this come up hither thing that everyone thinks is the rapture. So the Greek anabaino hode simply means come up here. Right. This isn't like rapture language. Right. It's John being invited to see a vision. Right. Just like Ezekiel was quote unquote lifted up to see visions. Right. And that was chapter 8, verse 3 of Ezekiel. Right. And Isaiah was shown the heavenly throne room. Right. This is standard prophetic visionary experience. Right. Not a promise about future church removal or rapture. Right. Yeah. Okay. Now this is one that you were talking about, Keenan. The phrase "things which must be hereafter" or things which must come to pass. Right. So it's hade genestai meta tauta, right? It echoes Daniel chapters 2, verses 28 to 29 and verse 45, showing the Jewish apocalyptic pattern that John is following, right? So this phrase has also been used before.
Right.
Let's talk about the throne and the one sitting on it, right? So John doesn't describe God directly. The reluctance to describe God directly follows Jewish tradition of God's ineffability.
Right.
So God is too holy, too other to be captured in description.
Right. Does God have 4 fingers or 3 fingers on each hand?
Right. 4 fingers or 5 fingers? Oh, you're talking about not the thumb, right? Yeah.
No, he's got 2. What has 2 thumbs and created all? This guy.
Yeah. You just hear this booming with this guy. All right. That's what the beasts are saying. They're hyping him up. It's
right.
Like who created the world? It's like this. Yeah.
Who's the holy?
Yeah. Right. Then one of them is like, who runs the world? And God says, girls.
Girls.
Because that's the only answer. Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, let's talk about these 24 elders, right? Presbyteroi, right? 24 of them on the thrones, right? Thronoi, wearing white robes and gold crowns, right? Stephanoi, right? We remember that from the other crown. These victory wreaths, right? So who are they, right? This is debated, right? Could represent the 12 tribes, like we said, or the 12 apostles, right? This is like the full, like God's team, right?
Okay, so everybody.
Yeah. Could represent the 12 priestly divisions, right, from First Chronicles, 24, right, the priesthood of God's people.
Oh, I didn't find that. Okay.
Yeah. Could be celestial beings representing humanity before God. Right, so it's just 12 representatives because we get 12 representatives of humanity, whenever we have a trial.
That's right.
Right. And sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes you don't want to be one of the representatives of humanity, and you say, "Lord God, creator of all things, I have work that day."
Right. They really need me.
Yeah.
It's inventory time.
Yeah. But he knows you're lying because he's God. Yeah. Again, 24 likely has symbolic significance related to Israel's priesthood. They're clothed and crowned like the faithful churches were promised, suggesting human representatives. Right. Okay, let's talk about these thunderous voices, right? Or lightning thunder voices, right? So this echoes Mount Sinai. Remember that from Exodus chapter 19, verse 16, where God appeared with thunder and lightning. Right. So this is theophany imagery, right? The presence of God.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Right. So Christophany, right? The appearance of Jesus.
Okay.
Theophany, the appearance of Theo.
Yeah. Okay. I hadn't thought about Sinai, but yes, I know the Job God who speaks from the storm or in the storm.
But I'm thinking, okay, it says in Exodus, it's like he appeared with thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean his voice was thunder and lightning. So it seems like this John of Patmos, is kind of like already like kind of interpreting things, a different way. It's like and he sounded just like he did when he appeared to Moses in Mount Sinai. He sounded like thunder and lightning, but maybe that wasn't him. Maybe that was his like accompaniment.
His angels?
Yeah.
All right. His hype boys.
Yeah. Or maybe it was just literal thunder and lightning because God likes to make an entrance.
Right.
Anyway. Then we got the 7 lamps of fire, right? These are 7 spirits of God, right? The sevenfold spirit from Isaiah chapter 11 verse 12 or verse 2.
I had not found that. Okay.
Yeah. So representing the fullness of God's spirit.
Sometimes 4 is a good number, sometimes 7 is, sometimes 12 is.
Yep. Yeah. 3 is 1. Yeah.
The spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. But that's 6. I must be miscounting somewhere.
Okay, say it again.
The spirit, this is from Isaiah. The spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I only got 4.
6. Wisdom, understanding, counsel, might, knowledge, fear of the Lord.
No. Okay, but the way you read it, it sounded like each of them was 2.
Well, then we have even less.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I don't know where the 7th is.
So like the spirit of wisdom and understanding. That like read it again. Read this English translation again.
Hey, this is your buddy King James.
Sure.
And the spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might.
That's the other guy.
The spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord.
That's the third guy. This is only 3.
Yeah. So I don't know what the 7 are then. I don't know.
Okay, wait. If you break them all down.
Then I got 6.
Okay.
Wisdom and understanding being separate. Counsel and might can be separate for sure.
Yeah.
Knowledge and the fear of the Lord.
Okay. What's the sentence right before that?
And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots.
No, and the spirit of the Lord, you said.
Shall rest upon him.
Okay, that's 1.
Oh, the spirit of the Lord is one thing by itself.
Yes.
Okay, well, then that's 7 things then.
There we go.
So the spirit of the Lord and the fear of the Lord are different things in this one.
Guess.
All right.
Yeah, we're doing our best here, folks.
All right, so we break these out. These 7 lamps are 1, the Lord. 2, wisdom. 3, understanding. Those are the same. 4, counsel.
Yes.
5, might. 6, knowledge. 7, the fear of the Lord.
Yeah. Got it.
And one of them is the Lord itself.
But also not. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. Well, let's talk about the sea of glass, right?
All right.
So this comes from a couple of places where we got Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 22, right? The crystal expanse above the creatures. Exodus chapter 24, verse 10, quote, under God's feet was something like a pavement of sapphire stone, like the very heaven for clearness. Right, so the sea represents the barrier between heaven and earth, right? But it's transparent or it's crystal, right? So you can see through it. Right?
Okay.
Later in Revelation chapter 21, verse 1, we have the phrase, the sea is no more, right? So the barrier between heaven and earth has been removed.
Okay.
If we are interpreting it as the barrier.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at these 4 living creatures. I feel like we already have, like several times, either 4 times or 16 times. Right. But okay, the King James Version calls them beasts.
Right.
But the Greek word zoa means living creatures, right? Oh, zoology.
Yeah.
Protozoa.
Protozoa.
Oh, okay. There we go. Right. So they're directly from Ezekiel chapter 1, right? And yeah, we've looked at some of the interpretations. But they can also be interpreted as like, so the lion is wild but strong. The calf or the ox is for domestic service. The human is rational or the image of God, and the eagle is heavenly or soaring. In Jewish interpretation, these 4 faces represented all of creation. So you had wild animals, domestic animals, humanity, and birds.
Okay.
Right? Them being full of eyes, right? Gemonta ophthalmon, right? Optical, right? All seeing and all aware. This actually made me wonder, because you see in some other religions, you see deities with multiple arms, right? And the multiple arms are doing different things. Like one is holding a sword, and one is holding like a ceremonial cup, and one is making a like a hand gesture, like a sign of like divinity or peace or something like that. And then one is like pointing or something like that. Without like actually looking this up, and I probably should have looked this up before recording, but I always wondered if like, oh, is that not actually what the god looks like, but kind of like the only way that human art can show that, oh, look, this god is so powerful, he can do all of, or she can do all of these things at the same time.
Yeah, as an outsider, I always take it literally.
Yeah, right. Like I think that's what we commonly do. We think it's like, oh, it's like Vishnu has like all of these arms, or Shiva has all of these arms. But could it be that? So no. They're not literally with all these arms. But they are able to do all of these things at all times to infinity, to perfection.
Right.
And
some of the things they're doing at the same time are contradictory.
Right. Yeah. So they can be warlike and peace-like. Right. And it's like, how do you represent that in art? Well, you have like separate sets of arms, like one holding a sword, one holding And now I'm wondering. I think we're already like looking at the four heads of these cherubim as a metaphor, but now I'm also looking at like them being covered in eyes. Is like of course that would be. It's like no. They see everything. So it doesn't have to be like when we say I have eyes in the back of my head. Or when we say, your parents have eyes in the back of your heds, that doesn't actually mean it. So I don't know. I just find that funny because it's like now it's kind of like popular, in the zeitgeist to say, oh, did you know this is what angels really look like? And it's like, well, or could it be that they see all and know all?
Right. They can observe and catch things. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, their song, Holy, 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 right? Which is, in Greek, it's Hagios, Hagios, Hagios. I don't know why I had to say that 3 times.
It's more fun.
Yeah.
Just admit it. You want to have more fun.
This is the Trisagion, right, from Isaiah chapter 6, verse 3, right? Lord, Lord, Almighty, translates to Kyrios, no Theos, ho Pantocrator, the all-powerful, which was and is to come, right? The eternal one, right? This echoes Exodus chapter 3, verse 14, right? The I am.
Right.
Right. So, okay, so what is happening theologically? This is creation worshiping the creator, right? The 4 living creatures representing all of creation, right? A representative of each of the living things, right? Everything that lives, giving glory to God, right? The 24 elders representing redeemed humanity, right? They also join in, right? Casting their crowns, right? Their Stephanoi, before the throne, right? And then the elders' song, right? Like, you are worthy, right? Exios. To receive glory and honor and power because you created all things, right? So, okay, you might be asking, why does this matter in the 90s CE?
Yeah, why does this matter in the 90s CE?
Thank you, Keenan. Because, folks, in the imperial cult, remember that's still going on, right? Caesar claimed to be divine and demand worship, right? So Domitian styled himself, right? Dominus et Deus, right? Lord and God. Imperial cult temples were spreading across Asia Minor, right? Modern-day Turkey. The whole Roman system was built on the emperor as the center of the cosmic order, right? And John says, no. Here's the real throne room. Here's who's actually ruling the cosmos, not Caesar, the creator God. And all creation, not just Rome, worships the true God. This is a counter-throne vision to the imperial throne, right? It's subversive political theology disguised as a mystical vision. Yeah. Okay, so bottom line for this chapter, folks, right? So the popular reading is this is a literal description of heaven. John is raptured up. To see the heavenly throne where worship happens eternally. This is where the believers will go. The 24 elders are either the 12 tribes and the 12 apostles or the raptured church. The scene sets up, the tribulation judgments that will begin when the scroll opens in chapter 6, right? Scholarly reading this is apocalyptic throne vision literature, right? Again, readers were already familiar with this, and it's using imagery directly from Isaiah chapter 6, Ezekiel 1, and Daniel 7. John isn't being raptured. He's having a prophetic vision like the Hebrew prophets before him. The imagery is symbolic. It's not literal. The 4 living creatures represent all of creation. The 24 elders likely represent the priestly people of God. The central message to 90 CE Christians under Roman persecution was The creator god, not Caesar, sits on the cosmos' true throne, despite what Rome claims. God is sovereign, and all creation worships the true Lord, not the emperor. So this is subversive political theology wrapped up in mystical imagery, right? The vision unveils who really rules the universe.
Right.
Right. Who runs the world? Girls.
Girls.
Who runs the universe? God.
Right. Well, just looking forward to next time when we add another animal in chapter 5. But don't worry, he's not confusing. He only has 7 heads. What is this on? What does he have? He has
7 heads, 10 horns?
He has 7 seals, 7 horns, 7 eyes.
Okay.
Yes, is this lamb, so don't worry. It'll be much easier to understand.
Right. Much easier. And before you guys freak out, the 7 seals, they're not,
Arf arf.
Yeah. They're seals on a scroll. So, yeah. So no animals were harmed.
No loose seals.
Yeah. No loose seals. No loose seal balls. Anyway, all right. But folks, we're gonna get to the devil eventually.
I was pretty sure this was this devil. Like, it was this beast, 4 heads. It was crazy.
Yep.
All the guys, but no, he's one of the good guys.
Yep. Or he's 4 of the good guys. Or he's 16 of the good guys. We don't know. Anyway, all right. But folks, this has been another episode of The Devil's Details. I've been Lester Ryan Clark. You can summon me on all the socials as Lester Ryan Clark.
And I've been Keenan Diaz. You can invoke me on Instagram and Letterboxd as Howdy Keenan.
Yeah, find more of our shows and other really cool podcasts at truestory.fm or drop us a message at bananaforscale that's MAIL at gmail.com. We got our Facebook listener group, Banana for Scale. That's community for all of our shows, including this one. It's a private group. Just request to join and we'll let you into the Infernal family. If you want more, consider joining us at truestory.fm/join and look for Banana for Scale. That's us. You get bonus episodes of all our shows, access to our Discord, and you get your episodes a week early and ad-free. Just $5. Wouldst thou like to live deliciously? We're not even asking for your souls. Just give us a 5 pentagram rating on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to our show. That and sharing the show by word of mouth or on social media helps our little podcast grow and find more cool people like you. All right, folks, until next week, love and hisses. Mwah.